high slide is what it is. High slide. Just trying to get them to move sideways, and then we go across, everybody finishes up, then we come back. Then we have low slide, which they have to squat down, and they have to basically shuffle all the way across. Try not to, the big thing there is not like some kids will like do this whole bit, or they'll, I can't even do it, like this whole thing. To try to keep their feet wide the entire time, shuffle across. Forward low walk is, I like this one, we did this one when I was in college, but it's literally just bending. So the hand behind the back, big long steps going forward, and then you have backwards low walk, backwards going. Keeping the chest up, staying low the whole time. Usually for the most part, they're pretty good at that one. Lateral squat step, you're gonna stay low, same thing, wide base, and push off the back leg. They're not stepping out, they're just pushing off the back leg. Usually that one will go across the court, and then we'll stay facing the same wall, and we'll come back. A march. This one, it says A march. It's really just about running mechanics. So all I want them to really focus on here is just opposite arm, opposite leg, and then marching. That's it. They don't have to like go any more intense to it. I just want them to know opposite arm, opposite leg, getting the knee up, getting the opposite arm up. Easy skip, it kind of is what it says. Again, just nice and easy. Opposite arm, opposite leg, just getting the rhythm down of skipping. And then the next ones are kind of a little bit more of running mechanics too. You have double foot pogos. So that's, hands can be on their hips. I'll probably usually tell them to put their hands on the hips to take their hands out of it. They're gonna do just nice and easy pogos. And as we get better at it, I'll start incorporating quick pogos and then pogos for height. But for you guys, if y'all just stick with easy pogos, that's fine. You don't got, and then they got to do it backwards too. So double foot, nice and easy, backwards pogos, backwards reach run. Just try to get them to move backwards and running, and like run backwards. So then just teach them how to move backwards like that. And the difference between a leopard crawl and a bear crawl is a leopard crawl is your knees are closer to the ground. So you want to be down lower to the floor, and then you almost want to be opposite arm, opposite leg when you crawl. Bear crawl, obviously, your butt is up a little higher, and you're just crawling. Basically, I have them put their hands behind their head, and I just say down. They have to squat, sit down at the bottom, and they have to hold it. I usually count it out. Then when I say stand, so I'll just say squat. I count to 5. I make them stand, and they have to count the reps. As we progress on with that, I just start counting 1, 2, 3, and then just squat. The next one that we do is a split squat hold. So basically they have to get one leg back, and then they have to drop down, and they have to hold this position. I usually count to 10 on this, and then they just come back up and we switch legs. Again, from there, all you do is just we start going to just straight up and down reps. With hand release push-ups, they have to go all the way down. They have to lift their hands up off the floor. They have to press themselves back up. So that's why I like hand release push-up, because it forces them to go all the way down and to come all the way back up. It's called a dead bug. And it's just opposite arm, opposite leg. So it's just a contralateral movement. So it's just trying to get them to coordinate. But what I make them do is they have to keep their feet in a seated position. They teach them however you want. I just tell them, take your right hand, put it on your left knee. If you're touching this knee, this does not move. This stays together. And then they have to straighten out the right leg, reach the left arm back over the top, and come back up. They have to do this for 10 reps, or sometimes I even count it out. I say 1, down, up, so on and so forth, and I just say switch sides. So that way they know not to move this. What happens a lot when people try to teach this first is, I can't even do it. They'll do this whole thing right here, or this will fall. It's really hard for me to even conceptualize it, but eventually they'll get to the point where they're doing this, and that's where I want them to be. This is what like a full dead bug looks like, but for the teaching purposes, I like to teach them this way. Even my high school kids, I have them hold that leg, so that way it doesn't move. So I teach them to sit all the way down. Again, your 5th and 6th graders should be able to do this. Right? They have a lot of restrictions to not do this. When it comes to for them, is just teaching them to keep their chest up, which is why I make them put their hands behind their head, so that way they have to pull their elbows back and they sit all straight down. Now I have some limitation in my ankle, so like ideally there should be flat-footed on the ground. eyes up, chest up, sitting all the way down. Like they should be able to sit like this. But again, most of your fifth and sixth graders can do that.